who puts their fucking hand in? Like, yeah, that's pretty hot now. Stupid. And while he does this, chat, Cherry is just slowly inching towards him the whole time. Just like, I'm going to fucking push this motherfucker into the oven. It just gets closer and closer and closer. And JT constantly turns around and goes, well, that chair getting closer? Like, and he's like, till it's literally right behind him. He's like, oh, well. And the chair, chat, it reveals it has a fucking hook inside of it, a bloodied hook. And it goes, nah! Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
The soul you were trying to save has already been doomed.
What's Night Brownie asking? So, Mr. Chair, what are your opinions on Steve Wilkos? Oh, wonderful chat, wonderful. But now, my friends, we must get into tonight's review chat. As you know, or as you may not know, I am doing a scene-by-scene breakdown chat for Killer Sofa chat, for Killer Sofa. All right, the 2019 New Zealand-produced movie film. Now, I typically like to start off these reviews by asking you a very important question. How many of you have seen the New Zealand production chat, Killer Sofa? How many of you have seen this fine film? Chris Harris said, no. When did it come out? 2019. 2019. Night Brownie says, yes. You have? You have, Night Brownie? I'm shocked. Is it a sequel to Killer Clown? Sadly not. No. Here's you. Never heard of it. Here's your rascal. No, go see Twitch, you rascal. Super Dog, have a good evening. I guess I wish, but I've seen reviews. Seen reviews? Interesting. DD Darkslayer says no. I imagine a lot of you are going to be saying no, chat. You know, this was my first time. I only heard about this movie very recently. Very, very recently, chat, from a specific individual. Is that a Jed Brophy movie? Is it a Jed Brophy movie? That's a good question. I don't actually know who fucking made this movie. To be completely honest with you. I watched it. I didn't even know who fucking made it. I have no idea. It is. It's, yeah, Jed Brophy's in it. Yeah, Jed Brophy. Yeah, he plays Mr. Gravy. He plays Detective Gravy in the movie, chat. Bob Gravy. Is he like a B-movie actor? Mm-hmm. Because viewers never heard of it in my life. Edman, I got up from a sofa too fast and hurt myself. Does that? Yes, that was the Killer Sofa. I have a question about Killer Sofas, chat. Sofas and chairs. I got a question. What happened? And it's related to the tire from rubber. Similar. Kind of similar in tone. I would say that. I will say that. Judas says, yup. Okay, we got people that have seen it. That's interesting. Most of you have not seen it, chat. Well, the person that I need to thank for introducing this movie to me is my sweet baby broccoli eating out of the sink baby boy, Joshua, chat. He was the one who requested this. He is a Juicy Gangster on my Patreon, and he said, Chris, I want you to do a commentary and video reaction for Killer Sofa. And I was like, okay, and I promptly did that, chat, and I was not prepared for what I was about to witness, chat. As we all know, the country of New Zealand, Chad, the great country of New Zealand, they provide us with three things in the world, okay? The Lord of the Rings trilogy, thank you very much. That is where Middle Earth is located, Chad, is in New Zealand. So thank you very much, Lord of the Rings trilogy. Second, sheep. Thank you for all the sheep. And third, Chad, their most recent contribution to society, if you will. We live in a society, Chad. And what did New Zealand contribute to that? Fucking Killer Sofa, the movie film, which I'm very appreciative, Chad. Now, question for you, because I was confused by this. Is a sofa a chair? I don't think a sofa is a chair. Unless I've just been completely out of it for years. Okay, Taika Waititi, fair enough. Fourth. Okay, they got Taika Waititi, great. And then you have Killer Sofa. But I have a question. I like sheep too. I'm not talking shit about sheep. Everyone likes sheep. Everyone needs wool. Everyone needs fucking wool. But I have a question, chat. I've been very confused by this. Is a chair a sofa? I think they're two different things. I always thought a sofa was a couch, right? Like a sofa to me is things that it can hold two or more people, right? Grease sofa. Okay, thank you, Bilbo Baggins. I thought so. You know, as a native of New Zealand, as a fellow hobbit of New Zealand, see, he's putting out there. So, I mean, that's fine. I'll killer sofa. I mean, killer chair. I guess the title killer chair was already taken, but killer sofa is like, well, that stands out a little bit more. So, yeah, or killer recliner. I said that this movie should have been called The Reclinator. That's what it should have been called. You know, like kind of Terminator, Reclinator. That rolls off the tongue a little bit more because it's literally, Chad, this movie's simply about a possessed recliner that goes around killing people. That's what it does. And it's lusting after a woman, chat, the entire time. All it does is he just wants this woman to sit on its person, chat. If you want to consider a recliner a person, you'll say it wants this woman to sit on it, right, and to make sweet love to this woman using all of its various accessories, chat. That's what the movie's about. That is straight up what the movie's about, chat. And I just wanted to make sure before going forward that we could all be on the same fucking level, on the same wavelength, acknowledging that a sofa is not a chair, a sofa is a couch. Thank you for that. Ace Rock, thank you so much for resubscribing. 10 months of Juicy Goodness. Ace Rock, thank you so much for being subscribed. Good to see you, my friend. I'm currently in the middle of my review, just kind of doing an opening, if you will, of my scene by scene breakdown of Killer Sofa, which is about a killer recliner, which is a chair and not a sofa, because a sofa is a couch. But I just want to make sure. Our face is also chairs. Sometimes they can be. It's possible for a face to be a chair. Yes, and in certain scenarios. It's very true. Chair's probably fitted by the chair erasure. I know, exactly. The mistress chair, an OG chair, Chad, was sitting very lonely, just staring at me, just creepily staring at me, Chad, the entire time. It's offended. They're not fucking sofas, all right? I just want to clarify. Chad. But we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty details right now. I'm going to tell you about the cast, Chad. It's directed by Bernie Rowe. Congratulations, Bernie Rowe. Written and directed by Bernie Rowe, Chad. I guess stars notable B-movie actor Jed Brophy. People are like, is this the Jed Brophy movie? I assume he's a B-movie actor, so he's probably been in a lot of productions, Chad. Was filmed in New Zealand. Known for that. Known for the hobbits, the sheep, and Taika Waititi, of course. Also known for killer sofas. Was made for about $5. That's what I'd say, Chad. That's what I would say this movie was made for. Very inexpensive. You have an apartment, you have a house, and you have another apartment that is serving the place of a police station. That's pretty much all you see in the movie. And also a creepy rape dungeon. You do see a creepy rape dungeon, Chad, in a storage room. One of those giant storage containers where you fucking like, well, I can't put this in my garage anymore. Let's go there. Apparently someone said, well, I'm going to live here and turn into my creepy satanic rape dungeon. So he had that. We do have that. We do see that in the movie. It's funny enough, Chad, that's how the movie opened up. The movie opens up, and we see a man. We see a bearded, balded individual, Chad. We see a bearded, balded individual, and he has been strapped down, Chad, to a gurney, right? He has his hands tied behind his head, Chad. He has a fucking piece of cloth covering his mouth, Chad. It's tied around, which, by the way, you could fucking talk as much as you want if you have a piece of cloth in your mouth. You could, very easily. But it's been tied around his mouth so he does not scream very loud. And his legs have also been splayed apart. Chat, and they are restrained. They are restrained with belts. And we see another bald bearded man, Chat, a little tubby, tubby, Chat. And he is practicing a satanic ritual, Chat. He's praying to somebody, and we see what he's doing, Chat. He's not praying. He is literally jerking off to a picture of this mysterious woman. And we don't know who this woman is yet, Chat, but her name is Francesca. We shall soon learn. This mysterious woman. And he's just jerking the whole time. And he's not jerking like, jism. No jism coming out of him, Chat. No, it's blood. He ejaculates blood. Because apparently, Chat, if you jerk off too many times, Chat, eventually you're going to run out of jism. You're going to start jerking blood. That's what's going to happen. Stop it, boys. Talk it. Masturbation is healthy. It's natural. But sometimes you can go too far. And he's just done it one too many times, Chat, and boom. There it goes. And so he does it on the picture. And he's praying to Satan, whoever, chat. And then he takes out a fucking hacksaw. And the guy's like, who's trying to, like, and he just goes to town, chat. He starts sawing his legs off. And it's like, whoa! And then cut. Killer Sofa, the movie. Like, how is this all related, chat? We shall soon learn. You're about to be bamboozled, chat. And then we get this opening credits where we see the girl who was in the picture who had blood jerked off all over her, chat. She is dancing. She's like in a high school like auditorium, chat, and she's dancing, and we got this band and they're playing. It's very artistic, chat. I guess she's a professional dancer and she gets paid and stuff, and it's great. The thing is, though, chat, well, this is all fucking going down. Some police have arrived because they want to talk to her. Because apparently she's been having a lot of, ex-boyfriend stalking her and stuff. And so they really need to talk to her because it's very important. She's got her best friend right there, chat, Maxie. Good old best friend Maxie to give her some moral support. And they're saying, and we got the two police officers, chat, Officer Gravy. And I don't know what the other officer's name is, chat. Let's just call her Officer Lustful Gravy, because she's lusting. She's constantly hitting on Gravy all the time, chat. Always. So we're going to call her Officer Lustful Gravy. That's her name, because that's all she's fucking doing in the movie. And they want to talk to her because apparently they found the bodies of some of her ex-stalkers, and they think that it's related to a case they've been working on for some time. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to the creepy rape dungeon, if you will, of the individual who sawed off the legs of that mysterious bearded man, all right? And apparently, chat, we have these three people, these three ordinary-looking fucking workers or stuff. They're going to the storage unit, chat, which is, the creepy rape dungeon was in a storage unit. And they find all these satanic objects. They find all these fucking satanic objects and shit. And apparently they find one of the things with this sofa, chat, this chair. And it says, please bring to Francesca. That's all it says on it. And it just XOXO, chat. Just like, okay, kisses and hugs. Excellent. And if I saw this creepy fucking chair and I'm like, well, this is an obvious crime scene. The police are going to be interested in this kind of shit. I don't wanna, remove this. This is evidence. So already, chat, this is a big flaw in the fucking film itself. And so they called the police while the police are talking to Francesca and her friend Maxie, and they get this evidence. And apparently they find, because apparently you could do this instantly, chat. They are able to identify like the blood. The blood that they found belonged to one of her ex-boyfriends, chat. So one of her ex-boyfriends / stalkers apparently had his legs cut off, chat. Or maybe he's been murdered. He's been murdered, chat, and by one of her other ex-boyfriends, because they got into a spat because they were both lusting after Francesca, and they can't fucking believe it. They can't believe it. And so they're talking to Francesca and saying, like, why? Well, you've put out all these restraining orders against these men over time. What's going on? And she goes, I don't know. It's just been a problem my entire life. And fucking Maxie, she can agree. Like, yeah, for whatever reason, these guys just find her. She gets a whole bunch of bad eggs, chat, bad eggs. But thankfully, Francesca, she's got a new boyfriend, and he's this is weird. We're gonna get to one it's weird already, but it gets even fucking weirder. But she's got a new boyfriend, chat, JT, and apparently he's not as clingy, as she says, as some of her rapey exes. And meanwhile, the police say it's totally okay to bring the armchair, this big fucking recliner, out of this crime scene and deliver it to Francesca's home. They're like, oh yeah, it's fine. Even Francesca's like, yeah, it's my old fucking, a sofa, which is not a fucking sofa, it's a recliner, it's a chair, but whatever. Yeah, you could, that's fine. They're like, okay, that's okay, which is, nah, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I don't think so. And when you see this fucking by the way, chat, this chair does not look like this. It does not look like this at all. I'm gonna find an image. I'm gonna find an image of what this chair actually looks like. Give me a second here, chat. I should have had this prepared ahead of time. You got to see what this fucking thing looks like. It's not that. You think, oh, that looks creepy as hell. That looks very disturbing. Now here we go. Here. I'm gonna show you what this goddamn thing actually looks like, chat. This is false advertising right there. That's some false advertising, chat. What the hell's the chair? Where'd the chair go? Hold on. Why isn't it showing up? That's weird. Oh, show up. Oh, god damn it. Hold on, chat. Here, I'll get another image. I'll get another image. This thing, it doesn't want to show. Here we go. Oh, it's not showing up for some reason. Well, that's weird, chat. I don't know what's going on. Hey, show up, goddammit. Hold on, let me try again. Let me try again, chat. Ah, there we go. Ah, there he is. So that's what the chair actually fucking looks like, chat. That is the chair in the movie. Now, does not look like the other killer sofa we saw earlier, does it? That's what it is. Just looking up, he's like, I fucking hate you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. He's kind of cute. I call him Cherry. I call him Cherry in my audio commentary, my video and audio commentary. He looks super cuddly. Does not look intimidating in any capacity, chat, so whatever. Thank you, KD, for the 5 minutes. He looks so cute. He is, but he's dangerous. He's a murderer. He's a murderer, chat. He's a murderer. Little do we know. Little do we know. And so the police say, yeah, you know, we found the blood of your boyfriend. We imagine that he's... Oh, thank you, Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall. Thank you so much for the 10 biddies, good sir. Very kind. Well, I wonder what he sounds like. No, he sounds like this. Hi, I'm Cherry. How you doing? Sit on me. He sounds like that. That's his voice. Hi. So happy to have you here. Let me kill you. That's what I imagine his voice is. Thank you so much for the generosity. Thank you again, Katie. Thank you again, Bilbo Baggins. And so they're saying, we're going to try to find your one ex-boyfriend. We're going to call him, what the hell is it? What's it? Freddy. Freddy, he's the satanic guy. And apparently, Chad, he killed Bobby. He killed poor old Bobby, or like chopped his legs off and chopped him up, and he's all over the place. So we're going to find him, and we're going to find Freddy. Apparently, Freddy, he was obsessed with Satanism and horror movies and stuff, and they have these really bad looking like YouTube videos of him like reviewing, you know, Hellslayer 6 The Reckoning and shit. And like, we're gonna track him down. I can promise you that, Francesca. Me and Lustful Gravy are gonna find him. And she's like, cool. Meanwhile, Chad, we cut back to the 3 workers who are going to be taking the chair out of the rapey satanic dungeon. And they shouldn't be doing that, Chad, because Cherry, as I like to call him, he wants blood. He's lustful for blood. Chat, that's what he's all about. And you have these 3 workers, like, I don't know, apparently you need 3 people to lift a fucking recliner, which is bullshit. They're not that heavy. You can even have 1 person lift a recliner, but they apparently need 3. What's in this chair? You see this you got the chair on the wall, it's all chained up too, and they're taking it down. And one of the movers, chat, this woman, she sticks her hand like all inside the gears to get a grip. Now I know, first of all, you do not do that, because recliners, what do, Chad? They fucking recline. They have all sorts of gears and gizmos and shit. When they move in such a way, the gears will start turning, and they have like, you know, bars and shit. So what happens? You might cut your hand, right? And so she puts it in there, and the chair was like, haha, you fucked up, bitch. And it fucking reclines, shit. No! And it nearly cuts her fucking fingers off. She pulls it out, and it peels the skin off her fingers. And she's like, oh. And she's screeching and everything. Because you would, shit, like all peeled off. You can see the bone, shit, like those joints. Those fingers are done. You gotta cut those fingers off, Chad. And Cherry's like, yeah, don't fucking touch me there. Yeah, Cherry had his first victim, Chad. That was a taste of Cherry's bloodlust right there. And the actors are so bad, because the guy's like, why don't you just take her to the hospital and take care of that? I'll handle this myself. And then he comes out with Cherry, Chad. He comes out with Cherry and, you know, puts it next to his car. Meanwhile, chat, we cut inside. Apparently, the storage unit happens to be owned by Maxie's grandfather, chat. Maxie's grandfather, who is an ex-rabbi, chat. He's a Jewish rabbi. And he owns like an antique shop / a storage center, which apparently he's running out to rapey Satanists, chat. And, you know, he's basically asks, the grandfather to come on out and help move the chair inside or into the back in the truck so they can deliver it to Francesca. And he's like, okay. And this guy, when you see him, Chad, it's like this guy is like 30 minutes away from having a massive heart attack. Like cardiac arrest is just like his entire body is just like you're gonna die if you move around too much. And you see him just waddling out, Chad, just it's like his chest is the size is so like swollen. It's like his heart must be the size of a catcher's mitt. Like that looks very dangerous right there. But he comes out, and they lift the armchair inside of the truck bed, and the guy goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna get the paper so you can sign off on the chair." And meanwhile, the old Jewish rabbi man, Chad, he looks at the chair, and the chair just looks back at him, and he's like, "Oh, there's something about this chair. I have this feeling about it. I have this feeling." And he touches the chair and he goes, "No!" And he instantly has a fucking heart attack, or it looks like it, Chet. But no, he is instead transported. He has like a vision, Chet, a premonition. And he finds himself in the very early 19th century, Chad. It's like the 1800s, and he's following this big bosomed woman as she's running through the forest. She's just like, "No, get away from me!" He's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And he sees this one man with a sickle, Chet. He sees all these flashes, these images, and the woman, the big bosom woman, Chet, she takes a bread knife and goes, "Ah!" And she slits his own throat. And we go too, and he goes, and he falls backward. And the guy comes out of the truck and is going, What happened? What happened? And the guy goes, "Oh, I don't know. I think I just had the vapors." I said, "The vapors. I need my aspirin." It's like, you can have all the aspirin in the world, old man. Okay, you need to go see a fucking doctor. That's all he does, Chad. He has heart pains throughout the movie. He's always rubbing his chest, and all he does is just take aspirin all the time. It's like, you probably shouldn't take that much aspirin. Okay, you need to see a fucking doctor. I guess he doesn't have health insurance. But he's like, he points at that chair. He says, that chair has something inside of it. And it's evil." But he's like, "But you get out of here. I don't want it anymore. Get out of here." And he's like, "Okay." And so eventually, we cut back to Francesca. And she arrives at her apartment with good old Maxie. And Maxie's like, "I know you're going through a lot right now, Francesca, with the boyfriends stalking each other and killing one another over you. But I just want you to know I'm always here for you." She's like, "Thank you, Maxie. JT's here for me too." And Maxie looks at him, and we see JT, Chad. He looks like this is very weird. He's like the laziest looking boyfriend imaginable. He's just outside, just sunning himself and going, Hi, Francesca. How you doing, girl? It's good to see you." And Maxie's just like, "I don't think he's really there for you at all." And she's like, "Listen, I know he's a little different than the other guys, but he's just not as clingy. Also, he's gay." And I was like, wait a minute. So that's when I was like, what are you talking about? So apparently, chap, Francesca's new boyfriend, not her roommate, her new boyfriend, is he's not clingy. And he's also gay. And it's like not bisexual, not like, he likes men and women. No. It's like it said in the movie that he's gay, which I'm like, huh? It was like, doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, well, how can he be gay but also be, Francesca is his girl? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And I don't know. It was unless they were joking, but I was like, that doesn't make any. It was an ill-placed joke if so, but it was just weird. It's like that. Parents, maybe for the parents, I don't think so. Chad. His mom give a shit less what he does. We'll find out later on why. But also the mover, he comes there. He says, "I have your sofa chair," and she's like, "Okay, my boyfriend will bring it up." And Francesca and Maxie, they go up the stairs, and JT's like, "Fuck!" And he has to carry this goddamn chair all the way up the stairs. He's like, "Oh god damn, this thing is so heavy." Apparently, it's unnaturally heavy, Chad, for some reason, because there's Satan. Satan resides inside of it, and he brings it up there and goes, "There's your chair." And then Maxie says, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get going. You let me know if you need anything." She goes, "Okay, thank you." And JT's like, "Yeah, I gotta get going too." He's like, "What are you talking about? We're gonna stay in for the night." He's like, Nah, I gotta go to a wedding. I gotta go to a wedding with my friends. I'm gonna be hanging out with them. I can't stay with you. I'm sorry, I just can't do it." She goes, "Okay, fine." He's like, "Don't worry, you'll be okay. And he leaves Chat, and then Chat, we get it's just Francesca. She's alone in the house. She's like, nothing to do. Guess I'll just have sex with the chair. And so the chair, I love this chair. The chair apparently can control many things inside of the domicile, chat, because she makes herself a fucking bath, chat. She cleans herself up and everything. And when she steps out of the fucking tub and into the living room where the chair is just situated like perfectly, just kind of like right in the middle of the room, it just has this fucking mood lighting on. This music suddenly comes on. She's like, oh, that's kind of nice. And she's like, I didn't know I made tea for myself. She goes over the stove and she pours herself some tea and she just sits down. She sits down on the fucking recliner, chat. Sits down on the recliner. She's like, oh, it's just so comfortable. Oh, no, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And then she reclines the chair, chat. She reclines the chat, and then she goes to town. She spoils herself a little bit, and she's just rubbing the chair, chat. Just rubbing the chair, just all over its place. Like she reclines it, sticking her hands in the lever and everything. And she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. The chair's like, yes, I love this. And then she's like, she can't believe the mood, the lighting's all going all crazy as skew, chat. It's like going off and on everything because the chair is also orgasming at the same time. It's having a chairgasm. And eventually she wakes up. She goes, oh, and she wakes up, chat. She wakes up. But she's in bed. She goes, that was crazy. And she goes outside. You see the chair's just sitting out there, and the chair's just like, hey, sit on me. And she's like, and she goes back to bed, chat. She goes back to bed. Then it's later then it's later in the morning, chat. Later in the morning, and she gets up, and she smells something, chat. She smells freshly baked cookies. She's like, oh, that smells wonderful, and coffee, chat, and coffee. And she notices when she gets out of bed, chat, she notices just a line of scented candles leading to the living room. And she's like, whoa, oh, JT must have done this for me. And she follows these scented candles, chat, with all these rose petals along the side of the candles, chat. And where does it lead to? Leads to the fucking cherry, chat, where on one fucking armrest, he's got like these little small cakes, and on the other one, he has like a nice cup of coffee, complete with freshly baked cookies. And she's like, oh, JT, where are you? And Cherry's just sitting there. It's like, no, sit on me now. And she goes to the bathroom looking for him. And then who fucking walks in, chat, drunk? Fucking JT walks in and goes, the fuck is all this shit? And he sees Cherry, and he's like, I'm gonna have myself a fucking cookie. And he grabs the cookie, Cherry's like, oh, these cookies are delicious. Just eats them, and I love it, chat. They literally have, just because it cuts back and forth between Cherry and JT, and Cherry just literally turns and goes, this motherfucker. Just like, just looking at him, chat. And when fucking JT goes down for another cookie, Cherry just scoots. He just scoots like a little bit, chat. Just a little bit. He's like, oh, I missed the plate. What the hell? And then Francesca comes out. She goes, JT, this was so cute. Look what you did here. It's so romantic. He goes, yeah, that's what I am, JT, Mr. Romance. You know me. Which is like, at this point, I'd be like, okay, who the fuck did this? If I was JT coming in here, but apparently he does not give a fuck. Maybe he is gay. I mean, he is gay, Chip. Maybe this wasn't an offhand joke. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But he's like, all right, whatever. And Francesca's like, well, listen, I gotta do some stuff later on. I gotta go to work, of course. All right, I gotta do dancing and things. Like, you gonna need anything while I'm away? He goes, nah, I'll be fine. Don't you worry. And and she's like, okay, I'll see you later. And so JT, he's hungover, chat. He's had some cookies, of course, but he needs some pizza. He needs some frozen pizza. All right, and he goes ahead and puts this fucking pizza in the oven, chat. Meanwhile, Cherry is just fucking staring at him like, fuck, I don't want you to sit on me, you asshole. The last thing is I need your hairy ass to sit on me. And while he's like getting the oven, this is fucking stupid, chat. When you preheat the oven, you don't open the oven up and just start, like putting your hand inside. Does anyone fucking do that? I don't do that. No one does that, chat. Like, I'm gonna make sure the oven is hot. It's fucking hot. Okay, they have a little timer, or is it like a little light that goes on and off? It'll let you know whether you got the oven is ready. All right, it's like, who puts their fucking hand in? Like, yeah, that's pretty hot now. Stupid. And while he does this shit, Cherry is just slowly inching towards him the whole time, just like, I'm gonna fucking push this motherfucker into the oven. It just gets closer and closer and closer. And JT constantly turns around and goes, well, that chair getting closer? Like, and he's like, till it's literally right behind him. He's like, oh, well. And the chair, chat, it reveals it has a fucking hook inside of it, a bloodied hook. And it goes, ah! And it goes right into JT's leg, chat. It goes, ah! And it just twists the hook till it breaks the bone. He's like, no! And then Cherry starts like humping him. He starts humping JT. And he forces him inside the oven. He's like, no! By the way, the oven is so fucking small, so it just kind of like burns JT's face and arm. He's like, no! No! And then fucking Cherry goes, nah! And he stabs him. He stabs him in the other leg. But meanwhile, Cherry like is not speaking at all. He does what he does. That's what Cherry does. He stabs him in the leg, and then finally, Chad, right up the brown hole. Boom! Right up there, Chad. He's like, no, not that. And then meanwhile, we cut, and apparently Detective Gravy and Lustful Gravy chat, they want to know if if Francesca's probably any information, if she's thought about the case they've been working on, they probably any details. Apparently they're trying to track down her one of the boyfriend chat. The one boyfriend, Freddie, they're hot on the case. They're going to get him soon. They're going to nab him. We're going to find out why he murdered Bobby, Chad. Why he murdered Bobby. She's like, okay, that's cool. But then oh no, she gets a fucking call. She gets a call, apparently from JT's mom. It's like, what the fuck's going on? And they rush on over, Chad. They rush on over back to the apartment, and they see, chat, that JT, he's fucking it's so fucking weird because all you hear is and we see this trail of blood, like the whole apartment's going up, chat, the alarm's going off, wee woo, and everything. And they apparently he never turned the oven off when he was being, forcibly murdered and mutilated by Cherry, chat. But he went into the tub for some reason. He's just like leaking all of his bodily fluids, his blood and piss and shit, just like ah. And his mom's there freaking out and shit. But eventually they get him to the hospital. They get him to the hospital, chat. And Cherry's just fucking sitting there going, I don't know what happened. Well, who could have done this? And apparently JT says it was the fucking chair. It was the chair that did it. But everyone's like, oh, you're just hallucinating. You're just hallucinating. And then you have good old Maxie. She goes back and visit her grandfather, chat, the rabbi. And she goes, you won't believe it, Grandpa. It's like, we have a friend of ours. JT Francesca. He's like, Patricia? No, Francesca. Whatever. What about him? He says, well, he keeps... Funny, that chair who he kept in the lockup with that Satanist, apparently he says the chair is the one who fucked up his legs and butthole. And he's like, what? Are you serious? And she goes, yeah. It was absolutely insane. But, who knows what he might be on something. Might be on the droogs, might have been drinking. And he was pretty fucking hungover. Had a crazy wedding last night. He goes, no, it was the chair. It was the chair that did it. It's a dabuki. And she's like, what's a dabuki, Grandpa? And he's like, let me show you. And we see a really awful looking YouTube video, chat, from this one guy who starts describing dabuki. And I'm like, I don't know what the dabuki is, but apparently, dabuki is when an individual wants to possess an inanimate object, Chad, and they force their soul inside of it, and they're able to take control. Someone who is, who has great rage, who has great power over the practices of the devil and magic, Chad. And Grandpa is like, this is a dabuki, and we must not let these dabukis run amok. Okay, I'm gonna continue doing research, but this your wonderful girlfriend Francesca, Grandpa, whatever. We gotta help her. We gotta eventually help her. I'll continue doing more research, but it sounds good. And he's like, yeah, it'll be great. Eventually, Chad, we go back to the detectives, and they're like, this whole situation with JT is pretty crazy and everything, but don't worry, we're on the case. We're on the case. We're going to chase down your boyfriend soon enough. We may know where he's located, and we have officers that will soon arrive on the scene. She's like, oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. And then She leaves. We learn, chat, that Officer Gravy, apparently his wife and kids left him. He's all alone, chat. But then you have Officer Lustful Gravy, who's just lusting after the Gravy, chat. She wants him so bad. But he wants nothing to do with her, chat. He's like, nah, I don't want you. No, thank you. No, I've found someone else who I'm quite enamored with. It's like, who is this new individual, chat? We shall see. And as Francesca, she goes home, chat. She is accosted by one of her other ex-boyfriends, chat, Ralph, who apparently is the creepy cousin to Maxie, chat. And he says, I just wanted to make sure. No, his first opening line to her is like, I heard about your two exes and how one of them killed each other. You know, I'm probably the best one you have right now. Marry me. And she's like, no, I'm not going to marry you. He's like, come on, I'll put a fucking ring on it. Let's do it now. And you'll have my babies. That's literally a fucking line in the movie. You'll have maybe. She's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have fucking time. And she just walks away. And he, apparently, chat, has been there quite often because he reaches under the mail slot, somehow gets his fucking arm through there, unlocks her front door, and just waltzes inside. But little does he know, chat, of Cherry. And he goes up there, chat. He just starts doing weird shit. He poops and pees in her toilet, chat, lights a match at the very least, and he fucking throws it on the ground afterwards. And he starts checking all the thermostats. He like takes them off and replaces the batteries. And he's doing this pretty well. So he's been in there before, Chad. Places the batteries, the smoke detectors. And meanwhile, Cherry is just staring at him like this motherfucker. And we see him like when good old Ralph is on the left side of the room. Fucking Cherry's just look at him. When Ralph's on the right side of the room, fucking Cherry's like, who the fuck are you? Just looking at him. And eventually, Ralph, he goes on off to the bedroom, Chad, goes to the bedroom, and he starts like looking at all the certain things like, oh, this is a fire hazard. Why are there so many candles here? And we see from the doorway, Chad, Cherry just starts fucking peeking in. Just like you missed it. He's just like, hey, who the fuck are you? And then apparently, creepy Ralph, he goes inside one of Francesca's drawers and finds Chat a brassiere, just slings it over his shoulder, Chat, finds like one of her hats that was like on her bed, and he fucking, very weird. He takes the sheet off the bed, Chat, takes the blanket off the bed, puts the hat and like squishes it a little bit to make it look like a mouth, and puts the brassiere on top of it to make it look like a face. And then he just takes his fucking pants off and just hides under the blanket and starts fucking the hat and the brassiere and saying, you like that, Francesca? You like that? Give it to me. And I'm like, really? And then, Chad, we get my favorite scene yet in the movie, of Cherry literally just waddling in. Just fucking waddling in. It's like, this creepy fuck. With, he has an iron, Chad has an iron, and right before Ralph finishes, no, he does finish, he finishes in the hat mouth brassiere abomination he created, and fucking Cherry just goes, just bashes his brains in, Chad, right in the bed. It's like, holy shit, okay. Okay. And it's like, what's he gonna do with the body? I don't know. So it's a little weird. A little fucking weird at this point. Eventually, Francesca, she's just freaked out because of Ralph. And she wants to stay with Maxie. Maxie says, oh, don't worry, honey. Don't worry. You'll stay with me. I'll just go to the apartment and I'll get your stuff for you, okay? Won't be a problem at all. And Francesca's just like, I just don't know. I'm just so scared. I think there's just there's something like bad going on there. I think it really is the chair. I think it's the recliner that's doing all these things. She's like, you're fucking nuts. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry. And she's so good old Maxie, chat. She goes back to the oh, I forgot. Before all this shit starts happening, Chad, so Ralph, he got right, but we got to check on good old JT, Chad. We got to check on good old JT. And so he's staying with his mom right now, Chad, because his legs and butthole don't work anymore. And so he's having issues, right? You know, mom, she's practicing her Tai Chi in the living room. She's got her little earbuds in, listening to all the, the music and everything, Chad, listening to an instructional video. And, he can't get up, Chad, because he needs water. He needs to take his pills and he can't get up. And Cherry's like, well, I just fucking killed Ralph. I want to make sure I get after JT. And so while JT struggles to get like a little glass of water, Chad, we see on the window a little fucking knock. We see the handle. Oh no, we see a spring of the recliner just knocking on the fucking window. JT goes like, what the fuck was that? What was that? And he's like, what was that? And he goes outside. Chad, and he listens to open the window, and just Cherry just standing out there. He goes, no, the chair. He's like, God, no. And he tries to close the window, Chad, but oh no, Cherry is there. And he busts through the fucking window, and she's like, no. And he fucking falls on the ground, and Cherry just inserts his springs, his metallic springs, and they start like turning around inside of JT's butt cheeks. He's like, no. And it starts sucking out his fucking soul, Chad. It starts sucking out his goddamn soul. And eventually, he's all that's left of JT is meat. Chat. And when his mom finishes the Tai Chi and she's just fucking vacuuming, and she's suddenly, when she opens the door, and she's like, I gotta come in here. And she's not paying attention, Chad, because he's listening to her music videos and stuff. She starts sucking up all JT's meat chunks. And we see like an eyeball that's inside the vacuum cleaner. She goes, no! And she's all fucking freaked out about it. And the police are like, oh, this is a fucking serious case. What the hell's going on here? Like, they're very scared. Poor, he had a whole different head put into it. Yeah. Oh, the movie sounds, it's a fascinating fucking watch, DT Dark. So I tell you what, so all this crazy shit's happening. Francesca, she thinks that the recliner is responsible for all this. She's like, there's something evil about that fucking chair, sucking out people's souls, killing all my, it's something about it. I'm just scared. And Maxie, she's like, don't you worry about it, okay? Everything will be fine. And she goes over to the apartment, Chat, to pick up some things. She goes in there, right? But she notices, Chet, when she walks in, she grabs all the stuff, she notices the recliner is gone, she sees something moving outside, and she goes onto the front patio, Chat, where she sees Cherry trying to dispose of Ralph's body, Chat, and he's like, Cherry's like lifting up Ralph's body and like putting him over the edge, and Maxie's like, holy fucking shit, and the Cherry's like, I see you, bitch. She's like, ah, and then Cherry like waddles after, he's like, I'm gonna fucking get you, and she's like, no, and she hides in the bathroom, Chat. She hides in the bathroom. It's like, oh shit. Like, not Maxie, not my favorite character in the movie. And so she's like, oh, fuck, how the hell am I going to get out of there? This is a 2-story house. As we all know, if I drop 2 stories, I will die. I will die instantly. And so she realized the only way down is through the bathroom window. And Cherry's trying to get in through the fucking bathroom door, Chat. And she opens it, and she goes to the window, Chad. She's literally holding out. She sees like the garbage, this garbage bin that's filled with old wine bottles, Chad, old wine bottles in there. And she goes, ah! And she falls in, boom, Chad, hits the fucking wine bottles, and the thing closes on her, Chad. And Maxie is no more, Chad. She is no more. Also, she dropped her keys in the house. It's like, uh-oh, serious situation going on right now. Eventually, Francesca, she doesn't hear back from Maxie at all. She's very concerned about the situation, right? And the police are like, well, you're concerned about it. We want to go with you. So they go back to the goddamn house. They go back to the house, right? And they're looking all around, and they don't find nothing. All they see is Cherry, who's just like, sit on me. But no one wants to sit on Cherry right now, Chat. They're too spooked. And they're like, well, I guess Maxie's not here or whatever. But then, oh shit, fucking Francesca brushes her foot against the keys that Maxie dropped. She picks them up, but she couldn't have left without her keys, and her car's outside. And they go, oh, this is mysterious. Maybe she's somewhere here. We'll go outside and check the perimeter, right? We'll check the perimeter. And they go outside, Chat, and they find the body of Ralph. And she's like, oh my God, holy fucking shit. He's dead. And then they try to call Maxie, chat, but Maxie's inside of the garbage bin filled with all the broken wine bottles that have now entered her body. And she's not responding anytime soon, chat, because her tum-tum is filled with glass. It's like, this isn't good. And at this point, Francesca, she's just, oh God, she's so stressed out. And then Cherry starts pulling some moves on her, chat. He's adjusting the lights. He's putting on a fresh hot pot of tea for her. All this is like without even doing anything. She's like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. She can't believe it. And she's like, no, Cherry, no, I won't stand for this. No. And she fucking leaves, chat. And when she runs out, she sees where through the bay window of her apartment, she sees Cherry just looking at her with the dead meat puppet body of Ryan, chat. He's just like, oh! And she's like, oh! And she's like, the only person I need to speak with now, the detectives can't help me anymore. They can't help me anymore. I gotta go see Maxie's old Jewish rabbi grandfather. He will know the answers. He is studying the Dabuki, and he will know how to defeat the Dabuki. And so she goes over to him. Meanwhile, chat, the detectives, Gravy and Lustful Gravy, they're like, well, we'll just got to do a little stakeout. And so Gravy's just like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and, do some exercises, some training. Lustful Gravy, you stay in the car. She's like, okay. And she just spends all of her time looking at pictures at Gravy, chat, Mr. Gravy. Meanwhile, we see what Detective Gravy's doing, chat, when he's working out, and he's staring at pictures of Francesca. So like a collage. He's like, oh my God. He's obsessed with her too. It's like, what the fuck is going on here, chat? Everyone's going to Francesca. But all shall soon be revealed. Eventually, chat, we go back to the old Jewish grandpa, Maxie's grandfather. And he's like, Patricia, I'm so glad you're here. She goes, I'm Francesca, not Patricia. She goes, excellent. Listen, I have done research on your family, and I have learned much. About you. She goes, oh, really? Shit, no way. He goes, yes. So apparently I've had these visions of these people from a long time ago, and I've done research on your family. Apparently, your great-grandfather and your great-grandmother, your great-great-grandfather and your great-great-grandmother, they were fucking witches. They were witches. And they practiced Satanism. And apparently they were responsible for poisoning this whole town, right? Poisoning this whole town with their black magic. And they killed your fucking great-grandfather. They burned him. But your great-grandmother, she ran away. And they were hunting her down. Angry Mob was hunting her, right? And apparently she came upon, we had this whole flashback here, she came upon a bread woman, the bread woman who makes bread. And she took a bread knife, right? And she slit her own fucking throat. She goes, whoa, that's really fucking dark. But little do you know that you also had a great-grandmother who was also born. But for whatever reason, men and women lusted after her. They wanted her. And she's like, that actually makes sense. I know that my great-grandmother, eventually she had some kids and shit. But eventually she became a nun. She went to a nunnery, so the men would stop lusting after her all the time. She lived a life of non-sexual intercourse. And he goes, that's true. And it's like, you yourself have been accosted by men for your entire life, where you get the creepiest, most satanic individuals come after you. Isn't that correct? And she goes, yes, I believe. He's like, I believe. This is a terrible, terrible curse that has afflicted you. It was because of your great-grandfather and your great-great-grandmother. Their love and hatred was so strong that it's kept them alive. And I believe they've passed themselves down. They've passed themselves down into inanimate objects for years, for hundreds of years. And I believe your great-grandfather, he is a Dabuki. He is a Dabuki, and he resides inside of the sofa. And he lusts after you because you are the spitting image. You're the spitting image of your great grandmother. And she goes, oh my God, that must be the case. But he's like, it's okay, because I know how to defeat the Dabuki. Okay, what you need is we need to create a wooden box, and what you need to do, you got to put the thing inside the box and burn it. And we'll be good. And she's like, that's it? He's like, that's it. And she says, cool. And so, the rabbi, chat, the old Maxie's granddad, he builds a very small wooden box. And he's like, there you go. Perfect. There it is. And now we can defeat the evil chair. She goes, well, can we do it tomorrow? He's like, we can do it tomorrow. We'll go to the apartment then. We'll burn the chair. Excellent. It'll be perfect. Actually, he says we just need a piece of the chair and then burn inside the box, and it'll be no problem. But that apparently does not compute with Francesca. She thinks, I gotta put the chair inside the box. He goes, no, just the piece of we just cut off a piece of the chair, put it in the box, burn it, dead, no problem. How is the chair gonna fit in that box? He's like, you stupid broad, Jesus. But he doesn't get it. Eventually, though, we come back to the apartment, and Cherry's just like, why is no one sitting on me? And so he just fucking gets up. And he starts using his little mouth flap, and he starts talking into the sink chat. And apparently, he has the ability to talk through the New Zealand sewer systems, and this reaches the sink of Maxie's granddad. And Francesca hears this, and she says, Sherry's haunting me. He wants me to come to him. And fucking, Maxie's granddad, chat, I'm having a heart attack. Oh, God, Jesus, God, oh, God. She's like, you want me to take the box? He's like, no, I need my Advil. My Advil. He's like reaching for it. She's like, the box. Okay, I'll take the box and go right now. He's like, you stupid bitch. He falls over. Meanwhile, granddad's girlfriend comes over. She's a psychic. She's like, oh, my God. I got to call an ambulance. He's like, I just need my Anvil. He says, not looking good for Maxie's granddad, chat. Meanwhile, Francesca, she goes over the apartment chat. But oh no, the fucking detectives, Gravy and Lustful Gravy, they just got, it was just revealed, they captured Freddy. They captured Freddy, chat, who they think might be responsible for all the shenanigans. And they go ahead. They go and they start to interview Freddy. And they sit down with him. It's like, you're responsible for all these murders. He's like, no, I'm not. Listen, the guy, Bobby, right? He's like, Bobby, how did you kill him? He's like, I didn't kill him. I didn't kill Bobby. And they're like, wait a minute, you didn't kill Bobby? He goes, no, that's not what I did. And eventually, Chad, we cut back. We cut back to, we cut back to Francesca, and she gets back in the apartment, and she has brought the box. She's brought the box, and she puts it before Cherry, and she's like, get in there. And Cherry's like, I ain't fucking getting in there. He kicks it. He fucking just hits it with his little recliner seat. And she's like, no, you have to get in there, Cherry. You're evil. You're fucking evil. And they battle, Chad. They battle. Meanwhile, we cut back to the detectives at this point, and they're going, wait a minute, you didn't kill him? He's like, no, he hired me. Bobby hired me to cut his legs off. And they're like, his legs? Well, technically his feet, kind of like at the knees. They told him to cut his feet off at the knees, his legs at the knees. And they're going, okay, and what happened to him? Where is he? Well, I didn't just leave him to die. I stitched him up, and I gave him some drugs for the pain, and I sent him on his way. And you're like, well, where is he now? I was like, I don't know where he is. He's like, well, why did he force you? Why did he pay you to cut his legs off? Well, he said that he wanted to be able to fit inside a recliner chair. Oh my God, Chad. Wait a minute, Cherry's not a Dabuki. It was a red herring, Chad. Francesca's great-great-grandfather's not inside the chair. It's Bobby. And they're like, oh my God, a recliner chair. Oh! And the detectives, they take off, Chad, because they must go and get Francesca. And we cut back to Francesca. She's like, Cherry, you have to die. You're evil. And Cherry just suddenly gets up. He fucking gets up, Chad, and literally stands up and just starts waddling towards you. It's like, we are going to be together forever. She's like, no, I hate you. I fucking hate you. Ah! And then the fucking detectives bust down the goddamn door like the Kool-Aid Man. And they just start going, they just start unloading in the Cherry, Chad. Cherry's just like, ah. And then the main seat cushion for the head falls away, Chad. Falls away. And what do we see, Chad? The fucking face, well, the face of Bobby, Chad, but he's removed all of his skin from his face, so he's like, the whole time. And they're like, holy shit. And the fucking Detective Gravy's like, sit down, Cherry. Boom! And he blows Bobby's head off, Chad, and Bobby is no more. He is defeated. He is defeated, chat. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Francesca's fucking freaking out. And she runs to the bathroom, chat. She just locks the bathroom. She just locks the bathroom door. She's like, I just need a moment. I need a fucking moment. I'm just so scared. Holy fucking shit. Eventually, the detectives are trying to get inside the bathroom, like, Francesca, open up, Francesca, it's okay. But then she's like, okay, I'll be out in a second. I just need a moment. And then, Chad, when she's like, oh, God, you got to poop. And she's like, she got scared. She's got to poop. She got the fear farts. And so she opens the bathroom door, and oh, no, Chad, it's the zombified body of her great-great-grandmother. And her great-great-grandmother grabs her head and drags her into the bathroom and, whoa, and puts and sucks out the soul of Francesca, Chet. Sucks out the soul of Francesca and puts her own soul inside Francesca's body. How did the fucking Francesca's great-great-grandmother just show up, Chet? I don't fucking know. That's a good question. There you go. Meanwhile, chat, we see that remember the garbage can that Maxie fell into, chat, starts moving. And who fucking gets out of the garbage can? Maxie, chat. She's okay. She's got a big fucking piece of glass stuck in her head, and she's a little derpy now, but she manages to walk out, chat, and she goes up the stairs, and, the detectives are like, are you okay, Maxie? She goes, I can't see out of my right eye anymore, but other than that, I'm doing okay. And then she knocks on the door, and Francesca opens it. She goes, I'm sorry. I just need a moment. And they address Francesca's wounds and Maxie's wounds, but Maxie's just like, my God, it was Bobby the whole time, I guess so. I guess it was Bobby the whole time. Or was it? And eventually, chat, things have calmed down. We go to Maxie. She's, her grandfather's recovering from his massive fucking heart attack brought on by his Advil use, matter of fact. And she's looking at the YouTube video, the website page of the guy that's always talking about Dabookies, chat, Dabookies, and saying like, oh yeah, Dabookies, they're always in. Oh, they're always people's souls always going in an object. That's a Dabookie. However. I'm like, oh no. And she literally just scrolls down the page. However, ... Dabookies can be another thing as well. And she's like, what? Apparently, chat, a soul can also go into a reanimated body. It can be put inside of a corpse. And she's like, oh my God, wait a minute. So we learn, chat. We learn right here that Bobby was not actually Bobby, chat. You know who fucking Bobby was, chat? Bobby's body was being used by Francesca's great-great-grandfather, who forced Bobby to get his own legs cut off, and then wear a recliner chair costume. That's the reveal. That's the reveal. There you go, Jay. Didn't expect that now, did you? She's like, oh my God, Francesca. And she goes to the apartment chat. Meanwhile, Francesca, she's hosting a person chat, going a little in-house date. Detective Gravy. And Detective Gravy's like, Francesca, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get personal, but I've loved you for so long, ever since I started working on this case. And she goes, I know, Detective Gravy, I know. I'm so happy to have you here. A big, strong man to protect little old me. He goes, yes, I'm here to protect you. She goes, would you like something more to drink? It's my own special tea brew. He says, yes, I would. Yes, indeed. And he's just fucking drinking all this goddamn tea, Chad, not knowing it's poison. He's like, and he falls down, Chad, dead. Falls down dead. And at this point, she's, because Lustful Gravy, she's stalking Detective Gravy. She's like, oh my God. And she sees all this shit, and she goes in the apartment. She's rushing up to the apartment. Meanwhile, Cherry, who now is possessed by the soul of Francesca's great-great-grandfather, he starts putting himself inside of Detective Gravy, chat, with After Effects. And he's like, oh! And the Detective Gravy is killed. And Francesca's great-great-grandfather, he is reborn in the body of Detective Gravy. And then Francesca and Gravy start having sex. And then Lustful Gravy comes. She's like, no, what are you doing? And then Francesca and Gravy just start stabbing the shit out of her. They just stab her in the tummy. And it's like, holy shit. Meanwhile, Maxie, she sees this stuff happening. Like, oh, God, this is horrible. This is absolutely fucking horrible. And eventually, she waits until Gravy and Francesca, they leave. They're like, ha, 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 just laughing the whole fucking time. And eventually she goes up to the apartment, chat, finds the body of poor, dead, Lustful Gravy, chat. All she wanted was some Detective Gravy. And she was denied it. Her lust got her killed. But then, chat, she hears something. Cherry speaking to her. And it's going, help me. Help me. and she looks into the button eye, chat, of Cherry, into the one button eye, and she sees Francesca. Her soul is forever trapped in Cherry, chat, and she has now become Cherry. And that, my friends, is Killer Sofa. That is Killer Sofa. There you go, chat. That's the movie. Francesca ends up stuck in Cherry. She became the chair. Yeah. how she got stuck in the chair, chat. But there you go. Better than sex. This is a better chat. This is the very definition of a better, for the audacity alone, chat. This is what Martin Scorsese would say is cinema, chat. Better than sex. The audacity of the filmmaking in here. Boom. There you go, chat. There you go. Was this review not worth it? Was it not worth it, chat? That's one crazy motherfucker. And it is. It absolutely is. So Josh recommended this one. My sweet baby broccoli eating boy, Josh recommended this, chat. It was a wonderful experience to watch, to do a commentary and video reaction for, which you can obtain on Patreon, chat. For only $2 a month. Boom, you get access to Killer Sofa, the movie. Is there a second movie of this? I don't know. Maybe. There could be right now. Could have been made in the span of time, chat, between 2019 and 2021. Would not be. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It was the Dabuki the whole time, chat, but little did we fucking know. The great Francesca's great grandparents, they just used the curse to their advantage. They wanted to get all these men to lust after Francesca in order to possess them and to eventually get the body of Francesca and to get another host for her great-great-grandfather. That's all it was. 5 out of 5 sofa sex. Yes. Newsy Ducks, welcome to Sheamus Revan. Are you excited for the Falcon Winter Soldier? I am indeed. Cannot wait for it. We're going to thank the Features Witness production guy, and he could still be from the 20th Century Fox universe. Okay. Les Miracle, good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. Chad, I hope you really enjoyed that review. I am going to take a brief moment, just take a break, just a brief break, chat, and I'll come back and I'll do my review for DuckTales, the reboot, episode 2. So please do entertain yourselves amongst yourselves, chat, and stick around for more review shenanigans. It's going to be good. Stick around, chat.